What is up, everybody, and welcome to the channel. Hey, now that you've seen the video of us tearing the engine, tranny, and transfer case out of the second gen Ram SEMA build project truck, well, I'm going to show you today how to separate the engine from the tranny while it's down on the ground, so this way we can get the engine up on the stand. So I'm joined here with John today, Big John. He's going to give me a hand and show me a little bit, and it gives me any tips on how to do this. But here's what the truck looks like now without the engine and tranny in it. Well, I'm going to get things set up, take you over there, and show you what needs to be taken off, and then we're going to separate the two. So let me get things set up, and I'll catch you here in a bit. Alright guys, here's how we pulled the unit out of the truck, and you can see that over there. So now what we're going to do is we're going to separate the tranny from the engine, and you'll see we'll have to pull the starter off, and then all these bolts that connect the bell housing to the engine all the way around here. And there's some engine brackets that we're also going to have to take off, and then the tranny should be able to separate from the engine. So we jacked the engine up, and one of the first things we want to do is take the starter off so we can get to the flywheel plate. So that's what we're going to do now. And remember guys, always label your nuts and bolts so you know where they go when you got to put them back in. And that one's a nut. Once we get the starter off, then we're going to take this bracket off. And once again guys, just put your nuts and bolts with your brackets so you know where they go. And then next you'll see all these little bolts that go around here, underneath here. So let me bring you over here and show you that. There's all these little bolts under here that got to come off, and as you can see that this is leaking pretty good. So, and that's just an 11 millimeter, and they shouldn't be on there super tight. This is just like a dust cover, and we'll just take these off. And then this has a ratchet on both sides. And then once you get that all loosened up, which we have to work this out over the starter bolt here, and then we'll go around and zipping off the bolts around the bell housing. All right, y'all, now that we have the dust cover off, which we were able to work it out over the starter bolt, we got John now disconnecting the flywheel from the torque converter, and then we'll be able to break the bell housing from the rest of the engine. And as you can see, John is using a crooked screwdriver. Is that what you call it?
Pry bar.
a pry bar, or you can use a screwdriver if you don't have a pry bar, to turn the flywheel to get to the bolts. So we're going to let John finish this, and then we'll be right back. All right, now that we have the flywheel disconnected from the torque converter, which I like to thank John for giving me a hand doing that. It was a lot easier getting the engine up in the air. So now we're just going to go around and remove all the connecting bolts that connect the engine to the bell housing. And just to be a little bit mindful, I'll take you on when we get to the other side. There is 2 bolts, one on each side, that run this way, so don't forget to take those out. And I'll show you on the other side where that's at. And remember, once again, get your bag and put all your nuts and bolts in the bag to where, so they're all labeled so you know where they go. And up here is, I believe, a 14. Now just remember to move your tranny dipstick tube out of the way. And the last one is over here, and I'll show you on this side where the bolt is on the inside. And here is where the other bolt is, and that's a different size. So we'll just get the other socket. And that's pretty much where all the bolts we have to take out. So let me get you guys readjusted so I can pull you back a little bit so you can see us separating this. We have now gotten the bell housing separated from the engine, which we failed to miss that. I lost that footage, but we did use a pry bar, and all it is getting underneath there, prying it off a little bit. And there is 2 dowels here, so once we get the transmission moved, I'll show you where the 2 dowels are at on the engine to where you have to line the tranny up to get it off, and you just pull it off the opposite way. So let us get the tranny out of the way, and I'll show you where the 2 dowels are. Okay, now that we have the engine separated from the tranny, we did get the engine moved out of the way, as you can see over there. But let me take you over there and show you the little dowels I was referring to that you had to make sure when you separate the tranny. So here is the back of the engine. And there is little dowels here. There is the one on this side right here. And these dowels connect to, they'll go up in here. There's one on the engine block side, and that one goes here to the tranny. And then there is a dowel right here on the tranny side that mounts to the block side. So now that we've got the engine and tranny separated, we're going to get this engine all hooked up to the skidster. He's going to take it over to the other shop to where we could put it on the engine mount and start dressing it up and start dismantling and taking everything off of it, start putting some fresh gaskets in. Well guys, I hope this video helps you out on how to separate your engine from your tranny. So if you're new to the channel, hit that like, comment, and subscribe button. Ring that notification bell so you guys do not miss out on the SEMA build that we're working on. So till next time, I'm Joe, driving trucks and hunting bucks is how I roll with Wicked Fabz.